Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at some angle relationship problems. And so our first problem is this complicated looking diagram. Let's go ahead and just look at the information and then we'll kind of break it down because there's a lot going on here. It says the measure of angle BGC, this one, is 6x minus 4. And it says CGD is 5x minus 5. Okay, so they're looking for x. Well, we do know that this is a right angle because it gives us this little notch right here. This shows us that that is in a right angle and it's 90 degrees. So we're going to add these two together and set it equal to 90. So 6x minus 4 plus 5x minus 5 equals 90. So we have 6x and 5x make 11x. Negative 4 and negative 5 make negative 9 equals 90. We're going to go ahead and add 9 to both sides. Bring down my 11x equals 99. Divide by 11. And you get x is equal to 9 for that one. Okay, our next problem. Same diagram. Okay, this time it says EGF. Where's F? EG. Okay. EGF, this one, is 4x plus 6. That's also 90 degrees because of the notch right here. So if this is 4x plus 6 and it's also a 90 degree angle, then we're just simply going to say 4x plus 6 equals 90. And subtract 6. 4x is equal to 84. We're going to divide by 4. And we get x is equal to 21. All right. Same diagram. If AGB is 9x and EGD, where's EGD? EGD is 6x, then what's x? Well, let's take a look. All of this right here is a straight angle because AGE is a straight line. And so this is all going to be 180 degrees. Now, 90 of that 180 is already being used up by this one. So the 9x and the 6x have to make up the other 90 degrees for the straight angle. So we're going to say 9x plus 6x equals 180. All right, so then we're just going to solve that one real quick. So we're going to get 9x and 6x make 15x is equal to 180. We're going to divide by 15. And 180 divided by 15. Oh, whoa, back up. I was supposed to do 90, wasn't I? Whoops. Gotta be careful. 90 divided by 15 is 6. Yep, okay. I had 180 in my brain and I caught it. So, not a problem, it happens all the time. Okay, next one. We now have AGB is 12x minus 10. BGC, this one is 7x plus 5. BGC, 7x plus 5. Find x so that AGC is a right angle, okay? So what we need to do is add them together and set it equal to 90. And so 12x minus 10 plus 7x plus 5 equals 90, and we're going to force x to give us the number it needs to be for all of this to be 90 degrees. So 12x and 7x make 19x. Okay, and then we're going to get a minus 5 equals 90. And, let's see. Yeah, okay, so 19x minus 5. Okay, so 19x, and if you add 5 to both sides, you get 95. If we divide by 19, we're going to get x is equal to 5. So what that means is if x is 5, then this whole thing, AGB and BGC together, are going to be a 90 degree angle. We also call this complementary too. When two angles add up to 90 degrees, we call those complementary. And when they add up to 180, we call those supplementary. All right, this one, we have what we call a vertical pair. A vertical pair of angles is formed when two lines intersect. And so you have one vertical pair here and another one here. These two are congruent. So we're going to say 13x minus 3 is equal to 140. We can add 3, and we get 13x is equal to 143. And if we divide by 13, 13 goes into 143, I believe 11 times. And so your x value is going to be 11. And then that's what it says to find, x. Okay, these two are what we call a linear pair. These two are on the same line, and they're supplementary because they make 180 degrees. All of this is 180 on this side. And so you're going to add those together and set it equal to 180 this time. So we have 10x minus 5 plus 3x plus 3 equals 180. All right, so let's simplify. 13x and then negative 5 and 3 make negative 2 is equal to 180. So we're going to add 2 to both sides. So 13x is equal to 182. Divide by 13, and 13 goes into 182, I believe, 14 times. So your x value for that one is 14. Okay, next one, we have to find y. All right, we can't really set these equal to 180 or add them together and set them equal to 180 because you have two different variables in there. Same thing with these. So what you have to do is take these two vertical pair angles here and find that one first. So we do know that 9x plus 20 is equal to 11x minus 4 because they're a vertical pair. So now I'm going to subtract 9x. 20 is equal to 2x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. 24 is equal to 2x. Divide by 2, and you get 12 is equal to x. And if x is equal to 12, then we have to plug it back into either one of these to get that angle value. So now, if you plug that back in, let's see here. If you plug that 12 back in there, you're going to get 128. So 11 times 12, we can actually do that on here if you want to. So 11 times 12 equals, then minus 4, 128. So all of this is 128. And then there's your y. So 180 is equal to y plus 128. So we just subtract 128. And 180 minus 128 is going to be, let's see, 52. So the y value is 52. Okay, this one looks pretty complicated, but if you think about it, these two are vertical, and if you take these two together, that's actually going to be equal to this one, because if you take this line out of there, you can see that this and this are vertical. So what you do is you say 7x minus 12 plus the x plus 4 equals the other one, 9x minus 24. And it looks really bad, but we just have to simplify. So we have 8x over here. Negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8, is equal to 9x minus 24. Let's see, add negative 8x on both sides, subtract 8x. Negative 8 is equal to x minus 24. Add 24 to both sides. 24, take away 8 is actually going to be 16. And then that's your value for x, 16. Okay, so now we have some problems here, a couple multiple choice. This one says, which of the following statements, which following best describes the statement, if angle A is complementary to B and B is complementary to C, then A is complementary to C. Always, sometimes, or never. Well, let's consider A and B and C to be 45-degree angles. So let's say the measure of angle A is 45. Let's say the measure of angle B is 45. I'm picking that because 45 and 45 make 90. And the measure of angle C is equal to 45. So A is definitely complementary to B. B is definitely complementary to C because if you add them together, you get 90. Also, A is complementary to C because 45 and 45 make 90 also. So this would be true. Now let's pick a couple different numbers. Measure of angle A is 30 this time, and B then would have to be 60, because 60 plus 30 is 90, but then C would have to be 30 again, because for B and C to be complementary, 60 plus 30 is 90. But look at A and C. Do these add together to give 90? And the answer is no, they would be 60. So this one is false, which means that sometimes it's true and sometimes it's false. So it's sometimes true. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This one says, which of the following best describes a statement? If two angles are supplementary, then they form a linear pair. Well, let's go ahead and draw a linear pair and see what that looks like. Okay, so by definition, let's say we have angle A here and angle B right there. We do know that for a linear pair, they're going to have to equal 180 because they're supplementary angles and it's on a straight line. So they're definitely supplementary and they do form a linear pair. So if you only look at that diagram, you might say always true. But if you take angle A and draw it like this, and then you take angle B, and B doesn't have to be next to it. B can be anywhere. There's angle B. A and B now are both still going to be the same. They're both adding together to give 180. Let's give them some numbers. Let's say 1, 30, and 50. That's definitely 180. So let's do 130 and 50. Okay, if you add these together, you're still going to get 180, but they're not a linear pair because they're not together on the same line. So therefore, this one is going to be sometimes true. All right. So now we have some problems dealing with supplementary and complementary. So this one says measure of angle A is 12x plus 9, B is 5x plus 1, and A and B are supplementary. What's x equal to? Well, if these are supplementary, then they have to add together to give 180. So let's do 12x plus 9 plus 5x plus 1 equals 180. Okay, let's simplify. 5x and 12x make 17x, 9 and 1 make 10, equals 180. Okay, subtract 10. 17x is equal to 170. Divide by 17, and x is going to be 10. So if that's true, then the x value for that one would have to be 10. This one says the measures of two complementary angles are 10x plus 1 and 13x minus 3. All right, so they're complementary, which means if you add them together, the sum is going to be 90. So what's the value of x? Well, we have this time 10x plus 1 plus 13x minus 3 equals 90. Complementary means 90. So we have 23x and then minus 2 equals 90. So 23x. And then if you add 2 to both sides, equals 92. So we'll take 92 and divide that by 23 and hope we get something good, and we get 4. So when we divide by 23, x turns out to be 4. All right, got a couple more. This one says the measure of R is 3 less than twice the measure of S. If the angles are supplementary, then what's the measure of R? So we do know that they have to add together to give 180. So let's say angle S is x. So the measure of angle S is equal to x. I don't know what that is x. Then the measure of angle R is 3 less than twice the measure of this one. So 2x minus 3 is 3 less than twice the measure of this one. We're going to add those together and set it equal to 180. X plus 2x minus 3 equals 180. So 3x minus 3 equals 180. Add 3. 3x equals 183. Divide by 3. And we're going to get x equal to, I believe, 61. And that is going to be the measure of angle R. No, I'm sorry, that's the measure of angle S. R is not that one. X is 61. So if I want to measure the angle R, I've got to plug the 61 back in right here. And I've got to do 2 times 61 minus 3. So I got to be careful. 2 times 61 equals, and then minus 3 equals 119. So that is the measure of angle R. Equals 119. All right. And finally, we have our last one. If angle A is supplementary to B, C is complementary to B, and A is 145, then what's the measure of angle C? Here's one thing we can do. If A is supplementary to B, then the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B is equal to 180. Also, if C is complementary to B, that means the measure of angle C plus the measure of angle B is equal to 90. All right. Now, what can we do with that? Well, we do know that A is 145, so that's a good piece of information. So A is 145, then we know that B, let's see, 145 plus the measure of angle B is equal to 180. So we have to take 145 away from both sides. Okay, so 180, take away 145, and I get 35 for the measure of angle B. 35 degrees. Well, if B is 35, now we can find the measure of angle C. And that's what we want. So now we have the measure of angle C plus 35 is equal to 90. So we need to take 35 away from 90, and we get 55. And so the whole question was asking, what's the measure of angle C? And this is the final answer with all of this other stuff, but this is really all they're asking for at the end. And so that's what I'm gonna box in. Okay guys, this was angle relationships. Remember to like my videos, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.